Hi there, Garfalls fan 123, and welcome into another video. In this video, since you're not responding to my emails quick as I thought you would, I decided it would be better to screw all the waiting and make this video where I would explain this character called Demon. I know who's gonna be angry right now. I'm not a demon! Yeah, there it is. But yeah. Obviously, today I'll be talking about this character. I'll be giving you a character explanation of who Damon is, what he is, and what purpose he's gonna serve for the idea I have for the upcoming Micro Storyline saga I'm doing with you. So I'm gonna give you a few insights on what he is. So, after the events of Cracked, where Dipper stood up to Ford, Tort, and Rob, yeah, also spoiler because I'm about to speak up the spoilers, so any of you guys are watching, you know any spoilers, click the video away. I don't know if I should post it, probably not gonna, so I decided just to say here. At the events of that, basically after Robin, Tort, and Ford, after the events of that Cracked event, eventually it becomes a huge issue after Dipper gets to be moved. They take away Dipper's flashlight for an entire month and they send him to Lucas and his apartment where they will be able to be, put in a different place, he'll be punished. And also for push too, they cannot come near Dipper, and that's the rule, by the way. But Rob 24 decided, we're gonna break the rules, we don't really care. So basically, they have a little, just as when Dipper thought this was over, just when he thought all of this crap was over, it isn't. And basically, this demon entity, or at least what they call control entity, slave, subject, servant entity of created by, basically this was created as a backup plan by Ford, Tort, and Rob in case Dipper disobeyed them and their plan fell apart. They had a plan B behind their back they never told Dipper about. And this plan basically, what it does, it affects Dipper's it's like a weak, it's sort of like a weak link to him. It's kind of like they did this, they created this evil altar thing so they can make sure Dipper doesn't get his way. And basically, what this thing does, at least every time he wakes up, I would say he starts worshiping before all of a sudden, and he's like, wait, what? Yeah, that's how it feels. Basically, it feels like he's fighting this creepy thing, not to support him. And what he wants is, he wants to put Dipper to control and to get him to worship Rob, Tort, and Ford. That's what this entity wants to do. Because it's been controlled by the mind control slavery entity, by a slavery subject and third entity, and that's very powerful. And dear God, it's so creepy. And basically Dipper has to fight this. And it's just making him putting on the strength of help, sort of way. He's like, help! And that's what I would say, he wants to do My Little Pony's things. He wants to play My Little Pony. Instead, he starts to worship Ford. When Ford says, come to me, he'll say, yes, Master Ford, I'll come to you. And there's gonna be, what? No! And then they're gonna say, yes, yes! And that's basically how it's gonna be. And that's kind of how it feels like they're just fighting this creepy thing. It's kind of similar to fighting your own demons, you know what I mean? It's creepy, but like, he's fighting this inner entity. Like a third side to him, because we already have to Dipper, but like, you can clearly tell this is an interesting concept, because I did this because now the main reason why Demon was created was because Falls fan 123 got mad at me because she thought Dipper was overused, and in her point of view, she thought that Dipper ruined the Microtroll storyline. So since you want him, like a little bit less like basically what I heard her saying, she wanted to kill him off, and I was like, no, don't kill him off, I'm suicidal. And then she said, okay, fine, I won't kill him off. Here's the reason you can't kill people online. And she was like, nah, I made a decision. And then I was like coming in saying, okay, I'm suicidal, please stop. And she was like, okay, fine, I won't kill him off. Fine, I won't kill him off. Appreciate you listening to that. So, yeah. And that's basically well, I created him because I wanted to give Dipper some sort of obstacle to deal with this time, instead of giving him another puppeteer Dipper takeover saga, because I feel like those were done way too many times, and I feel like, hey, let's let Rob Torrent Ford do some creepy damage to the evil puppeteer himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically what I had in mind for. I just had to, because I have to comply with the rules. I have to just accept it. Then my friend is not in. Honestly, my friend has been feeling, you know, kind of like there was a game of storyline, and I understand your point of view, but like, Dipper is the main character of Gravity Falls. Don't forget that. Without him, the whole thing of the storyline and the ideas just fall apart because, you know, it kind of makes sense though for them to go for Dipper first, because it kind of makes sense for them to go and make an entity and choose Dipper, because to be honest, Dipper was always chosen by a new Microsoft to be controlled first. When you think about it, like, he was always chosen to be first, if you think about it. Like, Rob chose Dipper first when Kindergarten Falls, Ford chose Dipper in the project Dipper Ford Slave, and Tord chose Dipper when he came to Gar Falls. Well, yeah, after the whole mess that got our Daisy fiasco back in 2018. So basically, Dipper is basically like a victim here, and I wanted to make him look like a victim because it felt like we all know he did wrong things, but like, this is gonna be an interesting idea for Dipper, because it's gonna be an interesting story arc, because not only is it gonna be interesting to see Dipper having to fight 3 sides. Imagine that! Imagine that! Just imagine that. That would be insane. Imagine fighting this side. Imagine fighting his emotions with this thing. Just imagine how epic that fight would be. Just imagine it. Imagine it. It would be amazing. So that is the explanation of that's the character explanation of Damon and what he is. A demon slave subject entity created by Rob Torrent for his backup plan to basically, you know, control Dipper and make sure that and this and the only wants Dipper to basically worship only toward Robin Ford and not do anything else. Only these things. And that's kind of creepy. But at the same time, I think that this was a very interesting thing to write. And yes, it's designed basically just he's orange. He's got a red eye, a orange one, a dark red pine tree, like a in a bloody hell or something. And basically, he basically happened to come out every single weekday, and it does make Dipper. It puts him under this whole strain of, oh my god, it's coming back again. Sort of sound of way. But there you go. There is my idea. There is the idea of Damon, what he is, what it is. And it is demon. And we all know that Dipper does not like being called demon, because, yes, we all know that Dipper, you know, you already heard the quote in the video. We don't have to explain it multiple times, but there you go. There is the video. And that is my preference on how it's gonna be. And I'm quite happy I am able to move on and actually make this a thing, because still, Dipper's still gonna be the villain, but not in a long time after what happened with the overusage issue. So there you go. I'm still kind of using him, but at the same time, I'm doing it in the favor of Gotham Street. I'm letting the other my controllers get the upper hand. So there you go. I hope you're happy that this happened, and bye, and hope you like the little idea that is coming to our little storyline.